Belly button.
Alright, there we go. That's better. Hi, everybody.
I like saying UWU.
I do also like saying UWU. It's very fun, ooh. Hi, everybody. How you doing? Hi, Wingashu. Hi, Shadow. And hi, Tonberry, you sneaky little... hitting me with a dad joke. Hi, they're gonna go live. Or no, sorry. Hi, they're gonna go live and see what happens. I'm Mom. I see you. I see you. Little shit. Hi, Vel. How are y'all doing today? As I was saying before, I realized that I was muted on account of my microphone not working. I don't have a plan today.
Wait, is the girl portion of your character a golem type of deal, or is it a skullgirl situation?
Nah, I have a lore video. She's just a girl. She's just a regular girl who found me one day, and now we're going on adventures. It's not a skullgirl situation. I'm not... Oh, what was his name? Another character... The girl's name is Sarah Bella, but what was the name of the hat? Oh, it had a name, too. Bummer. Oh, well. Or he just kidnapped a girl. I didn't kidnap her! She kind of stole me, actually. Kind of violent, actually. Really think about it. Or he just kidnapped... Not that evil, you know? I'm not evil. I'm just a silly little guy. I'm just a silly little guy. That's all there is to it. Don't look any further into it, okay? Yeah, model movement looks cleaner. Does it? I haven't changed anything.
That evil?
That evil, yes, that evil. Yeah, no, I haven't changed anything.
I'm sure this will hold up in court.
I'm sure it will. I was gonna say something, I forgot what it was. Why am I like this? Likely no game in background distracting. Could be, could be. I do have some plans on how to, how do we say, improve the model? Yeah, we'll leave it at that for now. He uses Angie's natural distraction so he won't get eaten. Yes, exactly, exactly. What was I gonna say? Forgot. Damn it, me. You distracted me. How dare me? I'm just kind of like that sometimes. So I wasn't able to come up with something to do for stream today. We have some options though. We have options though. I do want to play a game of some kind. I don't want to just sit here and chat all day long. I mean, I do need to do that more often, but I don't have like a list of topics to go over this time. I gotta come up with some just chatting topics that we can put on the back burner, and we can just hang out some other time. But I don't have that today, so today we're kind of just gonna sit here until I can think of a game to play. We might do a community, an impromptu community night of some sort, depending on what games we think of. Strategy of Lily. We not starting I see you. I see you. I see you. I acknowledge this. We are gonna start Strategy of Lily soon. Just not yet, because we got BlazBlue to get through. We're gonna start BlazBlue next week. And by start BlazBlue, I mean get started on Central Fiction specifically. Where Aodo and I, we're gonna go over the game, the basics. We're gonna explain everything, and then after that, we're gonna actually go through the game doing our silly little voices, because it's the one game that does. Excuse me, it's the one game that doesn't have an English dub. So it should be interesting. It'd be fun. Poor Aoto, he's gonna be so confused. He knows nothing about the story, and I've given him just the bare basics. We're gonna go over it some more, but yeah, that's gonna be rough on him. That's fine. We can what's the word? We can figure it out as we go along. I've got pretty good memory and knowledge of the BlazBlue universe at this point. I can pretty much explain anything. I can explain anything. You put French into Strategy of Lily and now you don't want to touch it. I didn't put French into Strategy of Lily. They happened to add the French language after I bought the game. It's a pure coincidence.
NYAW.
I appreciate the attempt. Unfortunately, Angie doesn't know how to read and can't nya W for you. I'm so sorry. Maybe someday. Maybe someday she'll learn how to nya speak. Let me try it. Oh goodness. What are you gonna have her do? I'm worried.
You think the Trinity patch will have an English dub?
I don't think the Trinity patch will have an English dub.
Maya W.
Oh, that was good. You still got the W, but hey, it's something. The Trinity patch will definitely not have an English dub because then that would mean they would have to. That's a project and a half, and two, they'd have to pay all the voice actors.
Mia.
Yep. Basically, I don't think they're gonna put that much effort into the patch, is what I'm saying. They're gonna put most of the effort into the character. I'm hoping that they don't do a big balance patch, but they might do a balance patch that shifts some numbers around. Nia, yeah, Nia. There you go. Good job. Yeah, my anticipations of the BlazBlue patch is Trinity. Hopefully not too many, but there probably will be a balance patch. And then that's it.
Izanami Ribcage nerf?
I do not think they're gonna touch Izanami Ribcage. Ribcage. But if they're if they do a balance patch, they might touch Izanami's Ribcage. They might nerf it a little bit, but I don't know how you can nerf that move without making it completely useless, to be honest. It's one of those, it's conceptually one of those skills. It's one of those moves that's just so good. Again, it conceptually, it's good. If you can't make it feel balanced without like making it feel bad. Time to farm Scarlet Sorcerer's Ori. You're right, we do need to do that at some point. How about we do that tomorrow? Because it's a little too abrupt. Actually, no, we probably totally could do it tonight. I just don't want to.
Also, is it just me, or does the ribcage look kind of phallic? More like rib for her pleasure, am I right?
I don't think you're right, actually. Hold on, let me pull up Izanami Ribcage on screen. So, Ribcage on screen, so everybody knows what we're talking about. That is a very small image. I need a bigger image. Okay, there we go. Better. Is that a... Hello, the Pure Watcher. How you doing? I'm just gonna call you Watcher, if that's alright. Or would you rather I just call you Pure? Alright, we're talking Izanami Ribcage here. This is the move we're talking about, alright? This is the special move from hell. Because what it does... Oh, I see what you're talking about when you say it's phallic. You're talking about this. You're talking about the fingertips, right? The fingertips are phallic, you say. Okay. I mean, that's a really weird looking dick, but if you say so. Yeah. Somehow I don't think that's not quite. But basically, for those of you that don't know, Izanami Ribcage is a special move that...
The moment I hope on, I see the hat talk about dogs.
It's not, I didn't start it this time. I didn't start, you can't blame me. I didn't start it. I didn't start it, okay? You're not the only one. The Pure Watcher walks in right as I'm about to start talking about dongs. It's, why is that every single time I start saying something weird, that's the time somebody walks in? Ay, ay, ay.
Nah, the hat is in a mood tonight.
I'm not in a mood tonight. I just want to hit the go live button and see what happens. That's all. I've hit the button and I can see what happens.
Don't let it fool you.
I'm not trying to fool anyone. Get off the screen, Izanami. Oh wait, that was spoilers. Oh no, you all didn't know that. We only finished
Well, we did say undeads look kinda sexy, so we find ribcages appealing.
No, that you're taking
Empreg to dons, it's a clear sign.
No, that's not. I didn't say anything about Empreg tonight. You can't hold that against me. You can't hold dicks. You can't hold talking about dicks against me. You just can't. Okay. All right. It's not doable. Okay. It's illegal.
Tonight?
Yes, we can't stop it.
Not yet.
Evil, evil. All of you. Monsters. Oy, oy, oy. I didn't even get to explain what Izanami's ribcage does. Because I got interrupted like 500 times. So now I'm not going to. Now none of you get to know. And then I'm just gonna none of you even actually play BlazBlue. It's only me. I'm the only one that
chat
does.
Reflect the streamer, so that tells more about you than us Hackman.
No, I picked it up from you. It's your fault. You're training me. You're training
more
me wrong.
More like needed, yet lol got him.
Stop. Oh, evil. Oh, evil.
To quite an Adam Sandler movie. You can do it all night long.
What Adam Sandler movie is that? Does the say command work on Twitch? It doesn't work with
Manatee
chat.
is called a prince of the sea that lays an egg. Seuss.
Seuss. Seuss. It doesn't, you don't type exclamation point say. Instead, you use the,
Ribcage provides temporary invincibility at the cost of barrier gauge, if I recall correctly.
It's not invincibility, it's guard points, so you can be thrown out of it. But yeah, it's really strong because you just get to block for free while you get to do other things. So the opponent basically can't attack you for the duration of the move. However, it's I don't want to say it's balanced by, but the balancing factor of it is it drains your barrier gauge.
Ribcage also protects the hearts and lungs. The more you know.
Not that kind of ribcage. It drains your barrier constantly. So if your barrier runs out, not only do you lose ribcage. Yes, it's a condom. Not only do you lose your barrier, but you're put into danger mode, which causes you to take double damage for a duration. And Izanami is one of the lowest health characters in the game, so you can potentially get nuked if you don't use ribcage properly. It's stop with the dicks. The only dick that should be near Izanami is Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, that had a thing recently, right? That had its Switch 2 version. I don't have a Switch 2.
Do not be Izanami.
Horny build you for that, or you know, that's fair. She's only the embodiment of death.
So is it like Nico art? Get snooped or get your setup done?
Well, no, because Izanami has an extremely potent kit outside of Ribcage. It just so happens that Ribcage is very strong. You can play Izanami without ever touching Ribcage, and you can absolutely murder people. Because she has some pretty nasty setups. She has good neutral. She's got good damage. She has everything. There's a reason why she's one of the top 3 characters in Central Fiction. She's just that good. And then Ribcage is really just the icing on the cake.
Changing to talking about Xenoblade 2 is not going to dehornify the chat.
No, but it will redirect it. Xenoblade 2, I'm so down to do a playthrough.
Don't forget me. Or done. Eat this.
Yes. Don't forget me. You're done. I have always been a Xenoblade Chronicles 2 truther. I was in the trenches. I mean, not really. I don't argue with people online, so I wasn't really in the trenches. But I was like a day one Xenoblade Chronicles 2 defender. I was all for this, how corny this game is. Remember we had those voice lines for your Left 4 Dead 2 stream? Oh yes, we did. I love that mod.
I prefer XP2 for gameplay. XP1 for plot.
That's respectable. I couldn't quite get into Xenoblade 1. I think I did like the story of what I played, but the gameplay... We'll just say it filtered me. I could probably beat it if I gave it another go, but I just wasn't having a good time with the gameplay. To this day, nobody has ever convinced me Xenoblade 2 isn't Gooner bait. I mean, it's still good, but the character designs are very fan-servicey. This one, there's no denying that, and 2, there's nothing wrong with that. Xenoblade 2 is Gooner bait, but it's subtle. It is not subtle. I don't know what you're talking about. It's not subtle at all. It's very in your face about it. Hello, Ori. Hi, Traylon. How you doing? Like, let me find... I know exactly what screenshot.
As subtle as a brick to the face.
Yeah, exactly. I can probably find the image relatively quickly. Although, I think just looking up Xenoblade 2 Pyro is not specific enough. Holy shit! What is that fucking figure? Jesus, I can't show that on screen. Oh, that's AI. Ew.
Hello, Traylon.
Yeah, this is literally one of the earliest cutscenes in the game.
They made a remake for the Trails in the Sky trilogy, so it might happen.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2 came out in 2017. It sure did. Or you're watching AI cancel. No, it was Google Images. I didn't have a choice. This is one of the earliest cutscenes in the game. It happens like half an hour into the game. It's just Rex waking up to Pyra. This game's horniness and fanserviness is not even remotely subtle. I'm getting it off my screen before it demonetizes this video. Wait, I think it's a pirate in the tree. It wasn't in the tree. It was when they moved. It's when they fell. I don't remember the exact turn of events, but it's when they ended up on Gormont, the Gormont Titan. Right after they fight Malos and all, and Jin and everybody for the first time.
Pyra or Mithra or Numa?
Mithra. I'm biased. I like all of them, though. I mean, well, I like Pyra's personality. I'm not a huge fan of her design, though. Personally. It just doesn't gel well.
Tsunere enjoyer.
Don't call me basic. No, this is the real best one. If I can remember her name. What was her name? Ah, yes, of course. I need a good-sized image, though.
Let's be honest, old Rex was a monster in Xenoblade 3 DLC.
I actually didn't play the Xenoblade 3 DLC. Pyre doesn't have a personality outside of Rex's love interest. Yeah, you're not entirely wrong. That is one of the things that I don't really like about Pirate, but I get why she exists, though. The embodiment of everything Mythra wishes she was, so she exists kind of in a weird spot. She needed a little more in the base story, but other than that, she serves a pretty decent role in the story, at least. Missed out on him being dead. Oh, trust me, I did play Xenoblade 3, so I did see the image. Anyway, this is the actual best girl. This is the actual best blade. It's Azami. We love Azami in this household. That's the best one. She's my favorite. She gets powered up the closer you are to dying. The fact that I love you and all you guys takes a different meaning than Xenoblade 3 sends me. I know, right? Oh, you're one of those anime fans. Ah, you're out of points! Also, what does that mean? What does that mean? Ori is in Nickville. She's not dead! She's a doll! It's different. She's just kind of evil, that's all. And it's the closer you are to death, not her. We all know why. She's a robot girl with a yandere with a near-death kink. Something like that. Mechanophilia? Is that a thing? I thought it was just called robot fuckers. Spooky yandere goth girl fetish. I don't know that... Technically,
so you get hard over a hard object.
Who doesn't? I don't know. Goth is like technically accurate, but in the modern day, the goth girl aesthetic, we'll call it, it's been kind of what is the word? Subverted. It just kind of means a girl that wears black nowadays. So yeah, it's technically accurate to say Azami is gothic, but like it doesn't like mean that anymore. It's weird. A Gothic Lolita does exist in some fashion spots in Japan. Gothic Lolita is fucking awesome style. We love Gothic Lolita. I get hard over a mill puppeteer with silvery long hair. What are you talking about? Do you think that Azami is one of the better designs in the game? Oh, I love Azami's design. It's so good. That's why you chose your drawing. Yes, true, exactly. Which I still haven't finished, by the way. Just as a heads up. I'm bad. Azami's an awesome blade design. Most of the blade designs are pretty good. Some of them go a little overboard on the horniness, to be honest.
What do you think about
like
Momo from Xenosaga?
I have not played Xenosaga, so I can't... I can't add too much to the discussion. But she seems alright, as far as I'm aware. Like Zenobia for damage, but Azami is your bread and butter early game. What's weird is Azami was my bread and butter late game. Once you can get a setup that allows you to stay at low health more often, you can hit the damage. You can hit the damage cap on all of her specials, and they're all multi-hit. So you can just nuke something. Anything that doesn't like heavily resist dark damage just gets nuked by, or has, a lot of health. Just gets nuked by activating specials. It's crazy. I put Momo in the Xenoblade 2 for Switch 2. Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. I have never played Xenosaga, so I don't have any attachment to the character. That game just Poppy Cutie Pie. I never actually got Poppy Cutie Pie set up because I didn't like playing the minigame. So my Poppy is kind of just meh. Meh. I want Albedo to be a blade because it would be funny. Think of him as a pitball weapon and him throwing his decapitated head around and it's sending me. I don't know who you're talking about, but that's really funny. Time to play Xenosaga Ori. Actually, that is, I believe, technically possible. I have a friend who has Xenosaga. He has the Xenosaga games, and we might be able to hook it up to my capture card and play it. So it's definitely on like the to-do. You're an oh, Elma. Elma is the Xenoblade Chronicles X character, right? I never did too much of the Xenoblade 2 DLC. Maybe I'll have to replay through Xenoblade 2 and we'll do some of that. I'm just looking at all the blades now. Yeah, I kind of like got started on the DLC, but never really went too hard on it. I kind of stopped playing around that time, but Xenoblade 2 is like one of my favorite of the series. I played 3. I enjoyed 3's story. Its gameplay wasn't bad, but it didn't quite catch me as much as Xenoblade 2's gameplay and story did. Albedo's character from Xenosaga, one of the main villains, one of his most iconic moments is traumatizing Momo by cutting and regrowing his own head and rambling like a lunatic through it all. Damn. Real question, did you have Cosmos and Telos? Well, Telos is just a New Game Plus thing, so yeah, I did. But Cosmos, yeah, I did have Cosmos. I did. I got it. I got her. Oh yeah, I did. I got her the way most people usually do, which is maxing out your level on all your characters, giving Zeke all the light and dark boosters, and then just having him open all of the core crystals, because he has the highest luck. You can get Telos without New Game Plus? You can? How? That is the one I'm thinking of, right? Where is... Oh, if a new game or New Game Plus is started over a cleared save file. Ah, okay. You got it in your first playthrough. You must have used someone else's cleared save file or something. But yeah, I had both of them. Yeah, I didn't actually have all the base game. Somehow I got her before I got some of the other rare blades. There's a few that I'm still missing. Like, I don't think I ever got Zenobia. I'm looking through the list. I don't think I ever got Zenobia for some reason. I don't remember a lot of the other ones, but there was a few that I just never could get for some reason. Oh yeah, Cora. Oh, Cora was one of my earliest ones. I liked her. Wow, there's a lot fewer rare blades than I thought there were. The list feels kind of small. Now, looking back at it, it felt like it was a lot longer actually playing through it. Oh, I also didn't get all of the, what are they called? All the Torna blades. I did get, what was her name? Abrona. I liked Abrona. She was kind of an asshole in the story, and I liked her. She's pretty fun as a playable blade, too. But yeah, at some point, maybe we can play through Xenoblade 2. It would be the original non-Switch 2 edition, because I don't have a Switch 2 gold. But that just means it would be even funnier if we somehow managed to get Cosmos as we play through it. Because then we would be having it on her original, like, 0.00 something% chance. Would you rather have $5 for free or $20 but you get slapped by Mike Tyson? Oh, well, I mean, how hard is he slapping? Is he slapping like full force? Because if it's like with any amount of force behind it, I'm just gonna die. So it wouldn't. The $20 wouldn't be worth it. We need to beat people up, Pat. I mean, true, but like, why? Or why don't you buy a Switch 2? Don't you want to consume? I don't. I mean, this new version of Xenoblade 2 almost makes me want to get a Switch 2, but eh. Popper slap form is basically an open palm haymaker. Exactly! The slap, it's probably more dangerous for long-term damage. Yeah, my jaw would be just... If I survived, my jaw would be completely ruined. I would never be able to eat ever again. And for $20? No, thank you. No, thank you. I slap with both hands. When did you play Final Fantasy 15? Oh god, I never finished Final Fantasy 15. I got like right to the end and then I just lost all interest in finishing it. But when I played it was, I think Steam should tell me. Steam, when did I play Final Fantasy 15? I played it in 2018 last. Just after I beat the damn giant turtle. I don't remember if I actually beat it or if I watched someone else beat it, but yeah, I stopped sometime around Ifrit in the capital, something like that. It was just kind of like, eh. The combat was like getting too, what's the word? The enemies were like spongy, it felt. And I didn't feel like grinding to level up to take them on.
Something that's a crime that never got ported to PC was Gravity Rush 1 and 2.
So I've heard, I never got to play them though, so I wouldn't know. But I'll take your word for it. Yeah, I will not be playing Final Fantasy 15 though. Every game should be pointed to PC, period. You know, you're so right. I can always recommend Sea of Stars, Gem of the Game. I've heard of that. What? Have we looked at it before? Is it on Steam? Oh yeah, I think we looked at this at some point. Did I wishlist it? Oh wait, no. I don't think it was this game we looked at. Yeah. Wishlisted. Can't believe the Game Freak new game is on Monday. I think I heard a little bit about that. I'm just kind of eh. There's only one fighting game I can recommend, and it's a fighting game. Well, I would be surprised if the one fighting game you can recommend was not a fighting game. What is it anyway? JRPGs or Western RPGs like Skyrim, which do you prefer? I think it depends, because JRPGs is like kind of a broad category, but also not at the same time. 4 dudes in a row is the most common type of JRPGs, and I think I do prefer 4 dudes in a row over stuff like Skyrim. Not that I don't like Skyrim, but the Western RPGs like Skyrim are ones that you kind of have to mod after a certain point, because they just get boring. Like, as soon as the combat stops being difficult in those kind of games, it's just whatever. You lose all interest.
You like 4 dudes in a row? Me too, friend. Me too.
Not like that! Stop it! I got 3 dudes in a row, but they're French. No, we're not playing, whatever it was called. Yeah, that's right, Horny Bellum. We're not playing Claire Obscure. I don't... Okay. Yeah, you belled yourself for that one. Good. I don't like that one because it adds parry and, like, dodge mechanics to a turn-based RPG. And that, like, bothers me. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I just don't like it. Turn-based or action ones like Tales series. For JRPG... I think it depends. I think I prefer turn-based, but I do like action ones from time to time. Kind of plays more like Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Yeah, and I'm just not into that. Because the parry that Paper Mario already did. Yeah, I know it wasn't the first to do it. I didn't say it, but I know it wasn't the first to do it, and I still don't like it for it. If you want something different, I can recommend Digimon Time Stranger. That was recommended. I did wishlist it. And what's really funny about that is I got a notification that it went on sale recently. And I was like, oh, maybe I can, maybe I should grab it, you know? Check it out. And where is it? Still on sale? Probably. It was like only a couple days ago that I saw it. Yeah, it's 40% off, okay? It's 40% off. Sounds like a good deal, right? No, because the game is, for some reason, $100 normally. Oh, wait, no, that's the deluxe edition. Okay, the deluxe edition is $100, whatever that means, whatever the deluxe edition is, and it's 40% off, so now it's only $60. It's still a full price game. I don't even know what the deluxe edition does. Where does it? It doesn't say. I don't see it anywhere on the screen. I'm going to assume it includes the season pass, which, according to Steam, has mostly 3 DLC campaigns. Yeah, according to Steam, the reviews for it are mostly negative. For all of the DLC, it seems. So, do with that information what you will. I might pick it up at some point, but not soon anyway. Here's for 24 bucks. Lucky you! I didn't. Well, I mean, I haven't gotten it, so. Like what happened to Persona 3 Reload DLC. Oh god, Persona 3 Reload. Ridiculous. Literally. Digital Deluxe Edition and Premium Editions. $90 for a game. Holy shit. Ay, ay, ay. Can you just get that version and play? Not get that version, play the vanilla version? Oh, that's the funny part. The original version is not on sale. And it is $7. So that means that to buy the regular edition right now, I would have to spend $10 more than the premium edition, which I'm not doing because apparently the DLC is probably kind of bad, and I don't want it. Can we go back to games costing $40, please? I think no, Night Rain wasn't even $60. Night Rain was only like 40, right? Or 50? Yeah, it's only $40. I think Night Rain's the only game I've played. Well, I was gonna say that Night Rain's the only full price game that I've played recently that I felt was like actually worth the price. But no, it's $40. And even with the DLC, it's only $55. So DLC is so bad that it actually winds up reducing the price of the original game. Well, it's on sale right now, but that's still part of the point. You're gonna pay $120 for the new Atelier?
Back in my say, you just bug fixed and patched noted Street Fighter 2 and 3 and called it Alpha and Alpha More, and you liked it.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying. Well, I mean, that's talking about fighting games, which is a different story entirely. But I know people complained a lot about fighting games getting re-releases, but there was one advantage. Street Fig Tear, yes. There was one advantage to fighting games being done like that. And it's that you can always go back to one of the other versions. You can, if they released a version of the game that like sucked more than the last one, you could just not buy it and continue playing the old one, right? Can't really do that in the modern live service. It's why I'm so worried about the BlazBlue Central Fiction Trinity patch. Because if they make the game suck, well, there are ways to roll back patches on PC. But then playing multiplayer gets difficult, because then you have to figure stuff out there. But with the modern live service fighting game style, if they release a bad patch, you're just stuck with it. Like, that's what happened to Fighters, Dragon Ball Fighters for a while, is they released a very broken patch. You could barely even play the game, and the game was stuck in that state for like at least a year before they fixed it. It was really bad. And that you couldn't do about it. You couldn't do anything about it. You were just screwed. And that sucks. I would be more forgiving of this if they at least let you run older versions of the game. But no, they don't do that. We got all three Atelier Deluxe versions, Rise of games for like 80. Well, at least you're getting 3 games for that price.
Was that the Bardock, GT Goku or Lab Coat patch?
It was the rollback patch, actually. It was the rollback patch, which was way after. It came out, the rollback patch came out sometime after, like a year or so after the last DLC patch, and it just ruined the game. DNF Duel was so buff-filled that it apparently turned into Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Yeah, DNF Duel, I liked DNF Duel, but if you didn't play a top-tier character, yeah, it had the problem. DNF Duel is the perfect example of why the mantra of buff more than nerf was misguided. that one YouTube video, I don't remember the exact title, but I know the thumbnail says why we should buff more than nerf. DNF Duel is a perfect example of why you don't do that. Appreciate the sentiment. You had some good ideas. I can see where you're coming from with that video. Turns out, bad idea. And I guess to be fair, it says buff more than nerf, implying that nerfs should still be done. And DNF Duel is a perfect example of a game where, yeah, they should have nerfed a lot more. I still remember how OP the one guy was. Oh my god, he had full screen control all the time, and he could TOD you. What? Why is that okay? I'm out here playing Enchantress, where she has limited stage control with her puppet that she has to do like setup for.
Wanna talk about games being patched and sucking forevermore. Meanwhile, I'm brought back to memories of Smash 4 and Ultimate.
Yeah, Smash 4 and Ultimate, great games ruined by DLC. Pretty much. That's pretty much the long and short of it. Their DLC fighters were a little problematic, a little too strong. And, I mean, I don't play... You can always just not play those games competitively and still have a good time, at least. That is one advantage that those games have. But, sheesh. I was playing Troubleshooter and Enchantress, and I had to do an actual combo on it. Yeah, Enchantress was so much... Enchantress, you had to play so much harder than everybody else. And that's not like... It was like, oh, I'm so much better than you because I play a character where I have to play harder. No, it was like, to just be on par with the other characters, you had to do, like, insane setups, insane combos. It was just silly for the amount of work you had to put in to just do anything, to just exist. She did have some pretty sick setups, though. I will give her that much. She had really good offense, which when she could get set up, she was pretty destructive. But yeah, it's such a shame about DNF Duel. Could have been a much better fighting game. I actually did spend quite a bit of time on it, but you hate to see it. You had to switch between controlling the puppet and controlling Enchantress mid-combo. Yeah, exactly. I was pretty good at it. I was pretty good. I was a pretty decent Enchantress. I had like a slightly below 50% win rate. That sounds bad, but on a character like Enchantress, it's not bad. Enjoyable, let's say it. Yeah. It wasn't very enjoyable putting all that work in just to you had to put so much more work into doing a combo, and you did like half as much damage as all the other characters. Sounds like the one puppet dude from JoJo Heritage to the Future. I mean, it's pretty standard puppet stuff, actually. Most of the time, puppet characters, they function in one of two ways. Either you control them both at the same time with like there's a specific buttons press to activate your puppet that you then play alongside. You can do their inputs at the same time you do your inputs. Or you press a button to switch control between you and the puppet, which is the type of puppet character that Enchantress was. You were top 10% Enchantress? You funny. I know. I didn't get to any of the higher ranks. I got stuck in, I think it was like Platinum tier, whatever like the one before all the special fancy names were. If I was Troubleshooter midlife, no problem. Yeah, so many other DNF Duel had a big problem where its best characters were so strong because they had moves that just covered so much of the screen, and it basically just dominated neutral. They had fast moves that traveled so much distance, and if you couldn't outrange them, you were at a disadvantage, which sounds normal in fighting games, but it was just very dominant in DNF Duel. It was hard to work around given the tools that everybody had access to. Shantae Wen. We could Shantae someday, but the problem with Shantae is I'm very bad at it. I have played one of the Shantae games, and I got filtered by like the second boss in the game. I say filter, but it's more like I stopped trying one day to, you know, take a break, and I was gonna get back to it, and then I just never got back to it. Most good fighters make range weak on purpose. What do you mean? You mean like most good fighting games make or make range gimmicky? Well, not necessarily. As much as I say that like you could look at 9 from Central Fiction. She is a character that has strong range buttons. She is a character who would fit in pretty well in DNF Duel, and she's a very strong character in Central Fiction. And a lot of her, she has weaknesses though, but a lot of them, they're not her buttons, that's for sure. Range is a good counter option for grappling playstyles. It depends on the grappler. If a grappler has armor, then they can use their armor to get through range. That's actually one of the things that made Grappler in DNF Duel. He was still considered low tier, but he had a pretty decent matchup against a lot of the zoners just because if he got close, he could just spam special moves that let him armor through projectiles, so you couldn't spam him if he got too close. New Shantae's in the works? I've heard. Shantae's a fun series. I like it conceptually, I'm just bad at it. Grappler could TOD you, but honestly it felt deserved. He was one of the few characters in that game that needed those TODs, because if he couldn't TOD you, he just lost, basically. And that sounds weird to say, but it's true. Because he has to spend... He is a character that does not have a lot of range on his buttons. And that was one of the reasons why he was considered lower tier. And that's why he needed to TOD you, because he was spending the entire game just trying to get close to you. He needed to be able to 1 or 2 tap you. He didn't have that, he had nothing. Naturally, I got pretty good at fighting grapplers in DNF Duel as Enchantress, because as lower tier characters, we often spent a lot of time fighting each other. Funny how that works. I liked DNF Duel overall, but it had its flaws that prevented it from... well. It also did have the same problem that most other fighting games have, where it has way too many... Actually, I don't think it had too many passes, but it had season passes. I just kind of don't like those in fighting games anymore. I think they suck. I'm to Celeste Ori. I could see myself playing Celeste, actually. I'm bad at it, or I would be bad at it, because I'm not much of a platformer, and Celeste is apparently like a ridiculously insane fuck you difficulty platformer, but hey, it could be fun. I'll wishlist it. I remember watching a guy that would only lose if he couldn't grab their opponents as Grappler, because yeah. I love how DNF just had a character straight up named Grappler. Yeah, that's because all the character names in DNF Duel are based on the classes that you can play as in DNF. What is it? I think it's just DNF. Yeah, you just They were based on the class names.
Time
Because
to play
technically,
Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
you can't just keep recommending all these games. I mean, you can. I won't stop you, but that doesn't make me say yes to all of them. You can rage on Super Meat Boy. Oh, I was bad on it. I was really bad at Super Meat Boy. It's DFO, but you cried. Oh, damn it, you're right. And DFO, yeah. All the characters in DNF Duel are based on the classes you can play in DFO. So, that's why there's actually a couple of duplicate characters, because that are technically duplicate characters, because they're branches of the same class.
If DNF is the game I am thinking of, I played its side-scrolling 2.5D DFO at launch.
Yep, that's the one. Always pop up the old tabletop sim for some Magic the Gathering. Speaking of trading cards, I was a little upset because I forgot about Pal World's... Well, I don't want to say I forgot about it, but I wasn't really interested in Pal World's TCG release that happened recently. But after playing a lot more Pal World recently and seeing that they actually put some effort into making the trading card actually decently fun, and the cards looking pretty good, I was like, oh, I'll get some. And all the stuff is already scalped to hell. So, bleh. But I was able to pre-order some boxes for the second release that's going to happen at the end of next month, at the end of August. So, I don't know that we'll do like a unpacking stream, but I'll at least share some of the pulls I get from that. And we'll make a deck. That'll be fun, right? To wait for a pure digital Pal card game. That would be cool, but I feel like that's a ways away. Of course it is. Why wouldn't the trade bros keep their grubby mitts off a franchise? I know. It's like, how many of you even give a shit? I mean, I guess there was like a million people playing Pal Worlds on the 1.0 release. But like, how many of you actually also care about the TCG? Like, practically none of you. You can look on eBay right now and they're selling like, you can sell it. They're selling a single box for like $150. What? A box? MSRP for those boxes is $45, and they're selling them for $150. I fucking hate scalpers so much. Tell Pal World to produce more cards, easy. I hope they do, honestly. Fuck the scalpers. They seem like they're genuinely more interested in actually creating a card game that people play, rather than, yeah, I just want to just make you a quick buck off of it. Fuck you. Got back from the town fair here. What's up? We're just talking, getting mad about things, complaining, whining, as is, you know, usual. Remember playing Elementalist on DFO? She never got released on DNF Duel. Yeah, they wanted to do so much more with that game, but they just fucked up the balancing and refused to do anything, and then just let the game die. Trick is to do the Yu-Gi-Oh method and aggressively reprint. I hope so someday. As far as I'm aware,
scalpers are the scourge of society. You can Minecraft IRL them and you would be praised.
True. They might make more. They might do reprints at some point, just because the first pack, or the first wave, sold out really fast. And as far as I'm aware, the second pack, the second set, which is what I ordered, that one also sold out sometime after I ordered mine. So there's demand for it. Well, I see. We'll see. We'll see once people actually are able to get their hands on all of them and see how many people like actually play it and all that fun stuff. It would seem there's demand for it, but at the very least, the scalpers like it. And fuck those guys. I saw somebody already pulled and put
Let's
on...
go back to good times and play StarCraft.
Yeah. But I saw somebody already pulled the rare catcher's card and put it on eBay for $300. Fucking ridiculous. Well, prices of cards, you know, goes down over time as people actually open packs and, you know, there's more on the market. So I don't really care that much to buy it. You know, it is what it is. Total scalper destruction, so true. Didn't Target start clipping the seal on boxes as they were being sold so it couldn't be resold so easily? Well, There's a little more to it than that. Yes, they did. They started clipping the seals on boxes. That way they weren't sealed anymore. The seals were destroyed, which hurts the box's resale value. At that point, the only value in it for that with the scalper would be just selling the box outright, albeit at a bit of a lower cost because it's not sealed, or just, you know, opening the packs yourself and then selling any hits that you might get, which you have a chance to lose money on because you might not get a good card. So yeah, good on Target and a handful of other places that do that too, because fuck scalpers. I ain't gonna complain too much about the rare cards. Those are rare for good reason. I don't mind if they get overpriced. Yeah, a little bit. But at the same time, I guess at the very least, right? As long as you have a regular version of the card you can get.
Can we tell card games on Chillits now?
We tell card games on Chillits now? What do you mean? Because Chillit is one of the cards. Let me pull up the card and share it. I don't know which one of these is the rarer one, but this is just kind of what the cards look like. They look really good too, which is also another one of the reasons why I wanted to get into it. Because I just like the look of the cards. They look great. Look at this. Look at this card. That's such a pretty card. Isn't it good? Let me get the Catrus one. Like, this is the Catrus card. This is some good art. This is eating good. This is good. Seems closer to Vanguard instead of Magic. Yeah, I haven't fully read all of the rules quite yet, but so far as I'm aware, it's a pretty simple card game. Not very complicated. Incredible Catrus, yeah. So the art's all very good too. So it just seems like it seems like a fun time overall, and that's why I actually got it. Otherwise I totally wouldn't have. I would have just been like, whatever. $3.5 million pack sales worldwide. Pocket Pair is eating good. Good for them. They made a good game. When Ori card. I mean, technically, if you think of Catrus Ignis, right? Colors are, the colors are a little bit different, but they're kind of similar in a way, right? Not too much different. They're remarkably similar. So, once they make a Catrus Ignis card, it's kind of similar. I'm just saying, MTG has its own separate life? What does that mean? Palworld 2, the search for more hats. Yeah. The Ori is a furry hat. That's basically what Catrus Ignis is. Technically, it's Ori and Angie.
Oh look, it's Delcinder Fox. My fab.
I like Catrus Ignis. I just wish Catrus Ignis and Wix and Noct had something going for them, other than being Fire Dark versions of their original versions. Because Catrus Ignis kind of doesn't get much. Its new ability kind of sucks in 1.0, because all it does is improve kindling at the base, which is kind of cool until you reach late game, where you have enough skill books where you can make everything maxed out at 10, and the +1 doesn't matter. So it just doesn't do anything. Vanguard literally uses your dex as a life meter. You mill from your deck as you take damage. I believe that Power World does that too. From what I remember reading, if you take damage, you pull, you draw the top card of your deck, and if it's a lucky card, you get to, I believe, discard the lucky card and you don't take the damage. But if it's any other card, you lose the card. I think that's how it works. Vanguard's damages cards from your deck with nil damage. I think I know what you're saying, but I also kind of don't. They have perma boost consumables now for base tasks. Oh, they've had that for a while, actually. They were just a lot harder to get until recently. But yeah, you can get skill books that improve your base abilities. So if you combine that with a max condensed pal and just combine throw a couple books on there, you can get a like a basic start of the game fire pal to have like the same work speed as a Yormantide Ignis or more. So really any pal can be good at base now. Like when you get damage, you take a card from the deck and put it in the damage zone. Vanguard doesn't have mill as far as I know. What do you mean when you say mill? Because my understanding of milling was basically drawing cards. It's basically milling is another word for drawing. It could be different. I'm not a huge trading card game player. I just kind of like playing some of them. Sometimes. They do got the manual on the official website looking at it now. Yeah, I did skim over it and I thought, oh wow, this does seem kind of fun, but I didn't like actually read it too deeply. I used to catch all turn mill ascending from deck to grave discard. Oh, progress from deck to discard grave. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, I see the difference now. Yeah, girl has that 400% efficiency bonus boost, so she has a passive advantage. Yeah, Sekhmet, yes, she does have an advantage when she's on. There are there's passives and stuff in the game that do affect some pals that do make them a little bit better at doing certain base tasks. But outside of that, you can make basically any pal perform extremely well at a base, because to be honest, once you reach the end game, a lot of those bonuses, it's like, oh, that's really cool, but you don't have much that you really want to build or use with everything. Like, I have a couple of mining stations at one of the base, and I'm just sitting there looking at all the resources that they're mining, and I'm like, I don't have any need for these materials anymore. If anything, that's one flaw I would say Palworld has, is that so many of your late game resources kinda become useless because you don't need them anymore, or you have them in such huge amounts that it doesn't mean anything. Mill via drawing would actually be making someone draw their entire deck and auto lose if you didn't call it that. Yeah, there are some decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! That can do that. It's kind of funny. Imagine if the FE card still continued. Yeah, I remember, I never got into Cypher, of course, but I do remember seeing some of the Cypher cards' arts. The art for some of the cards, it was pretty good. It was really cool seeing, like, characters getting, we'll say canon artwork of them in different classes, basically. Let's go just sell the excess materials. Yeah, but you also don't need, like, gold at that point. That's, like, every game. I mean, sort of, like, it would be nice to have some end-game, like, stuff that we would need so many materials for, right? Like, refined metal, which is coal and ore, you don't need in the endgame. So you don't need to mine coal anymore, because there's not much that uses coal in the endgame. Paldium. I got 250,000 Paldium fragments, and I don't know what to spend them on because I don't have anything that needs Paldium anymore. Make a giant tower. There's a limit to how giant you can make the tower. I already have enough resources to build a giant tower, so like, my pals are just at a base gathering more resources that I just don't need. I could sell them, but I already have enough money from everything else I'm doing. Can't use them on spheres. That's the thing! I don't need to catch anything anymore. I can just breed things. Plus, with the end game expeditions you can do, they will bring you back, like, boatloads of ancient spheres to the point where you never need to actually craft spheres. I don't think I've actually crafted like any ancient spheres because expeditions have just given me like I have 200 right now. It'd be nice if you could invest in settlements to improve their wares and services. Yeah, well, that's I don't know about that personally, but I think there just needs to be more stuff you can do with your endgame resources. Or just do with resources in the endgame in general. You kind of run out of, you reach post-scarcity. You create your own post-scarcity environment, we'll call it, where you just have all the resources you could ever need. All resource games have this problem. I'm sure they do, but it feels like it happens, well, I mean, it's also probably related to the game feeling like you level up too quickly. But, well, actually, how much time have I played on Pal World in the last few weeks? Where's the last 2 weeks? Where can I tell that? I can't tell, but I don't need to know. I don't need to know actually, but I guess I have put a lot of time in it the past couple weeks. Yeah, I guess you could. I guess I could use more. I could craft more spheres to go catch people. Do whatever I want with them, you know. Oh, that reminds me. I still need to. Now that I've gotten a whole bunch of implants, disposable implants, I can definitely put them on that Zoe, and we can see how strong she is. Gotta catch them all. Yeah. Just catch all the people. Okay, actually, you know what? After thinking about it some more, I know what I would want to be able to do with resources. I would like to be able to spend some of the excess resources that I have to create, we'll just say, you know...
them all STVs.
Wait, no. You know the relics that we've been getting from the enemy drops at the World Tree? I'd love to... I don't know how it would make sense logically, but I'd love to be able to just spend a whole bunch of resources to create some of those relics, to just roll gacha, basically. Because that's what the relics are. They're basically just gacha to see if you get any good items. But the only way to currently get them is to kill things in the World Tree. But if you could use your resources, like excess resources, I'm talking like a huge amount of excess resources, like 1,000 ore for one random relic kind of deal. But like if you could use that to just give yourself more opportunities at the gacha, then that would, I think that would help a lot with, you know, all of the excessive amounts of materials you get. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents. Imagine if you could capture players. That would be really funny. I mean, if you want, you could roleplay that, basically. Just like on a PvP server.
Seems like Rory needs to play more gachas. He wants to add gacha to Palworld after adding French to Lily.
No, it's not. It's different. I mean, first of all, the game already has it, because it already has the relics. But it's also, it's not like you're spending any money on it. You're just talking about, they're just in-game RNG loot boxes that you just earn through playing the game. Damn it, I'm not saying it right, like, because then saying you earned it through playing the game makes it sound like you can buy them. No, you can't buy them outside of the game. It's just something you get while playing the game. And it just adds an RNG element that prevents you from becoming too powerful, too strong, by making it so that you have to manipulate RNG to the point where you can keep rolling for something. And if you can...
Loot boxes? EA?
No! Stop! That's not what I mean! Ah! Speaking of Lily, Ender Lily, when? Did we... Was that
EA and UBI just got more ideas.
No. You joke, but like, no, they've already had that idea for ages. Ender Lily. I think we looked at Ender Lily. Yeah. It's on my wish list. Yeah. Ender Lily at some point, probably. We need to get through Blaze Blue first, though, which we're gonna get started on next week. So, look forward to that.
I want one of those bingo ball bins and put spheres of people inside of it so that I can make my own Fire Emblem heroes in-game. So we can be the SSR while the desperate farmer will be the normal.
You're a monster. It's kind of funny, though. I think we've yapped for enough. Why don't we jump into some Power Wash Sim and continue to yap, but at least we'll be finishing on power washing that one map that we've been working on. That sounds like fun, right? It'll be the exact same thing that we've been doing, but it will be slightly different. Finding to wash that filthy ori? No, not like that. Alright, so now it should be good to swap screens. There we go, that's better. I'm gonna turn on music though. This game's very cool. Actually, you know what? No, we're not gonna have music. We're just gonna listen to the quiet sounds of Power Washing Simulator. Alright, sounds like fun.
She walked with such power that we realized that life is just a simulator.
Ay, ay, ay. Alright, so we were about halfway done. Probably a little under that, I think. I think we made it just like 40-something percent. 44%, yeah. So we we cleaned the center a bit. So time to tackle this side. Is that too loud? Let me know. Avatar Legend, the fighting game stream when? You know, that game is it live yet, or was it just a beta that finished recently? I thought it was just a beta that finished, but definitely at some point. I'll probably have to like finish I'll probably have to finish watching Avatar The Last Airbender though before that. It's loud like being in a shower. Okay, let me turn it down a bit then.
Watching powerlessly as something becomes washed. This must be how Messi fans felt.
What? Sorry, I don't watch like soccer. What if you wanted to power wash a filthy subway, but then the game spawns a huge man for you? What? Oh, phew, we're good. Yeah, I'd totally be down for rewatching Avatar The Last Airbender. I never finished it as a kid because I don't remember. I stopped watching for some reason around the book of the Fire book. So like pretty close to the end. And I think it was just cuz like I stopped watching Nickelodeon. I think that's what it was. I don't remember why though. Probably I feel like I remember there was a reason for it, where I just like couldn't watch it anymore. Got any favorite characters? I don't know. It's been so long. But I do like Sokka. The Avatar live action is shitting on all fronts of what Avatar The Last Airbender established. What live action? There is no live action. What are you talking about? You sound insane. You like Sokka? Let me show you a clip. I know exactly which clip you're talking about. You're talking about the clip where he worms his way under Azula's lightning super and then kills her. I know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen it too. You can't fool me. I've played these games before. Get the parts of the dragons or giant turtle? No. I think I remember the last episode I watched in The Last Airbender was they were outside of the Fire Nation city. They hadn't even gotten in yet. And Aang was having some sort of kerfluffle with Katara. I think that's what was happening when I stopped watching. There was like no reason in the series why I stopped watching. It was just like we like stopped using Nickelodeon or something. We have another clip. Okay, let me tell you if I've seen them both already. Yep, that's the one. The top one's the one I was just talking about. And the second one I also saw where they're both worming each other. Yep. You can't fool me! Or you can't surprise me!
Of old shows and movies, what was the best role model for the little hat you used to be?
Best role model for young me? Huh. I gotta think back of all the stuff I watch now. Good question. Let's see, I definitely watched a lot of SpongeBob. SpongeBob's a good show. Could be him. I'd be willing to put it on SpongeBob, because that's just a good show. That's just a damn good show, you know? I've even, I was at a hotel for a convention within the past year, right? And they had various channels, so I watched, we watched some SpongeBob, right? It was season, I think, like, early season SpongeBob's. Winx Club or Powerpuff Girls? No. I didn't watch a lot of those, no. But early SpongeBob still holds up. It's still very good. It's very funny. I was genuinely laughing at some of the jokes in early SpongeBob still. Who would you even play in Avatar Legends? I would have to, actually play the game to say for certain, but Azula and I think Azula, Aang, and Sokka have piqued my interest so far. I think it would be one of those three. Or he seems more like a cow and chicken kind of guy. I think I did watch a little bit of Cow and Chicken, but I didn't care for it much. Damn, not Kyoshi. No, I'm not huge on big body characters. I don't like big body characters personally. I did watch a lot of Chowder too. I like Chowder. Oh, and Flapjack. The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack. I've rewatched that at some point recently. That show is actually even more insane than I remembered.
Cabbage
It's crazy.
Man is most broken. He just throws cabbage.
Chowder was awesome. Chowder was awesome. I really dig the art style too with the, I forget the name of the technique, but with basically the way they did the textures for everything. It was just different, and I really liked it. Also no Zuko, damn. Yeah, Zuko's not really... He's so dive kick heavy, and I'm not, like, huge on dive kicks. Spatio and Snitchel are really well done. Oh, they sure are. I think Schnitzel was probably my favorite character. Used to watch Code Lyoko and Scooby-Doo and Ed and Eddie. Yeah, I watched all those too. I never finished Code Lyoko either, though. But that's because I think I just stopped watching whatever channel it was on in the middle, or like in between seasons or something. I just never got back around to finishing it. Code Lyoko was on Cartoon Network. Yeah, I don't remember why I stopped Code Lyoko.
Hello, we are here to inform you of your multi-million water bill in Power Wash Sim.
Right. Code Lyoko, I know part of the reason why I never finished it was because it stopped showing on Cartoon Network at some point. Code Lyoko is French. I did know that. I'll forgive them for it this time. I did also watch a lot of Ben 10. Only the original series, though. I saw a little bit of, like, the second series where he's older. Oh, holy shit. Did you see how much work was still left? And it just, like, was like, oh, no, you're done. Like, damn. Okay, thanks. Oh, and who can forget Danny Phantom? Another series that I never saw the finale. I never saw, like, finales for anything. Okay? I just kind of watched whatever was on. Is that weird? I don't think that's weird. Samurai Jack. Oh, hell yeah, Samurai Jack. Teenage Robot Girl was something... Yes, My Life as a Teenage Robot. I liked that show a lot. Probably explains something about me. But we're not gonna look too deep into that. Okay, chat, we're just gonna acknowledge it and move on. Get about one of your favorites in Avatar Legends, you can hear your opponent spamming the rematch button. Oh yeah. I hope they keep that in the full game. That's such a fun little thing. You can acknowledge that you had good taste. Thank you. Thank you. What are some other shows I watched?
I don't care much about football, but I like Captain Tsubasa and Inazuma 11.
Those are soccer animes, right? I'm not calling them football. I am an American. It is my God-given right to call it to call it soccer. I stumbled on my own joke. Oh, wrap it up. Send him home.
Yes, soccer for your little American brain.
Yeah. As a Blue Lock fan, I mostly just like the yaoi vibes. Isn't Blue Lock like the one that's like really insane? Like the have you ever played soccer with your life on the line? Isn't it that one? Because like, fair. I like shows that like just go into the extreme on things sometimes for like no reason other than why not, you know? So I can forgive Blue Lock for that. Blue Lock, the one that's really, really intense and really gay. I see. Yep, that sounds fair. Goes in line with that skiing game you played. Ah, SSX Tricky. I saw a post recently. It was just an indie game showcase of a new indie snowboarding game that was just basically trying to do SSX Tricky. And I didn't end up commenting on it, but I almost did. And I was gonna be like, you have the insane characters, right? You can't not have insane playable characters in an SSX game. They have to sound and act like they belong in an asylum. Like, it's just, you have to. It's part of the charm of SSX.
Cheaters sometimes prosper.
Cheaters sometimes prosper. What are you talking about? Go ahead and try to collar me, but I won't come quietly. Yoichi is from... Oh. We got two back-to-back intelligence buffs, increases. Let's go. By the way, I heard how bad Marvel Tokon. I've heard the game's, like, fun to play, but the PC is port currently. Or at least in the trial, was just awful. Which doesn't surprise me much. It looks like Sony... I think... No, was it Sony? No, it wasn't Sony. Whatever company is publishing it had them, like, go crazy on the anti-cheat, and it's ruining everything. And it's just unplayable on certain machines. If you have certain hardware, it's just entirely unplayable. And that's just this unfortunate. Then in Ori might be smarter than a 5th grader now. Better test it with the game. Oh, I don't have the game anymore. I actually refunded it. Oh, okay. I straight up refunded it because we were getting... Dude, we were getting duplicate questions after 3 hours of play. The game had like no question bank. The really bad game. Yeah, the really bad game. The game had no question bank, so it was just not fun to play. What game are we talking about now? The Are You Smarter Than a 5th... Well, one of the Are You Smarter Than a 5th grader games. There's a limit to anti-cheat? Yeah. There's a point where anti-cheat stops being anti-cheat and just anti-anyone trying to play the game. And as far as I'm aware, Tokon's anti-cheat was just really bad. Anti-cheat that makes the game worse, my beloved. Yeah, exactly. That's basically what the Tokon beta was recently. Hopefully they take that feedback back and make the game not suck. I'm not going to play it either way, though, so, you know. Or painting the ceiling white. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Hope Valves get those anti-cheats more available to Windows computers. That's the hard part, is because it's basically at the OS level. You can virtualize a Windows PC all you want, but there are certain things that you can, you know, there's certain ways that anti-cheat developers can always do, there's certain stuff they can do to always check to see if they're being, if their environment is being virtualized. And then just put a stop to it. It's kind of a flaw of the technology. No reason to play Tokon when Avatar Legends is here. Well, I mean, it is... They are technically kind of different in that one's a tag fighter and the other's a 1v1, but... I see what you're saying. Those two games are in direct competition with each other right now. Current level anti-cheat is a scam, but it's still being used today. Yep, sure is. Expensive, so surely it must be good. Yeah, sure. Well, you know, the reason why they like kernel level anti-cheat is, as much as I enjoy Linux, it is like the most popular operating system for cheaters in video games. And it's just the way it is. And that's why Linux is just in some of the more competitive games, it is just a straight up blocked operating system, just because the sheer amount of people that use it to cheat. And you know, at some point, I can't really blame them for it. But that's also part of the reason why I don't really play competitive games that much. Like, fighting games are like the most competitive game type of game I'll play, and cheating is a lot less common on them. So their anti-cheats usually aren't so strict. In the case of Tokon, it's not really an anti-cheat, which is why they're so strict. It's anti-piracy measures. That's what they have going on. And they're just way too excessive about it. Scientific Orion RTS? Oh goodness. You're talking real-time strategy games, right? Because no. Windows is on its way to destroy itself as a prominent gaming OS after decades of being in the lead. That's the thing, though. Again, because Linux is just automatically blocked by some online for some multiplayer games, Windows is never going to go away as one of the top gaming OSs. Because Mac's just straight up not built for it, and never will be. You have to, like, go out of your way to make it work. Linux is open source. It's good, but it has to basically do workarounds for everything. Windows also has Xbox, which is designed for gaming, so it's just, you know, hey, but Mac sucks. Yes, it does. I'm not going to deny that. Anti-piracy X, anti-privacy. Yeah, that too. Look at that. 3 things done in such quick succession. But yeah, we'll definitely check out Avatar Legends. I don't know, we'll see if it clicks with me. It has a similar feel to Skullgirls, and that's definitely partially because one of the former Skullgirls devs is on the team. So like, and I really like Skullgirls, so I'll probably like it, but we'll see if it's something I end up wanting to put more time into. You know, go clean a subway IRL. No thanks, I choose life. Skullgirls used to be pretty fun to play. It sure did. Who did you play in Skullgirls? I never really settled on a team. So I wasn't like, I never really had a good team, but the character that I would say I mained probably was Painwheel. I really liked flight cancels. It's part of the reason why I want to play Aang, actually, because he's got a lot of air mobility going on with him. He reminds me a lot of her. You? You know, fair. Which Painwheel? What do you mean, which pain? Oh, are you talking like regular or the Valley Girl voice? Because I would do whichever I felt like at the time. Big Band was cool. Big Band is one of the coolest fighting game characters of all time. You literally can play a trumpet as him. You actually can play an instrument as a fighting game character. I was playing Squiggly. Squiggly was probably my second main. She was the first character I picked up, too. Squiggly was the first character that I actually, like, picked up and tried to learn. So I can play her, too. In fact, this takes me back. Skullgirls is one of the first fighting games I actually, like, devoted any amount of time into. And back when I played it, I didn't have I played it very early on when I had my first, I don't want to call it a gaming laptop because it wasn't a gaming laptop, but when I had my old HP Lenovo, which could actually somehow run the game, I used keyboard and mouse. And by keyboard and mouse, I mean just keyboard to play the game. So that was fun. I first learned how to play a fighting game on the keyboard. Pre-Ragna Ori, yeah. I played Skullgirls before I even knew what BlazBlue was. If you can believe that. Gasp, how did you manage to do corner circles? It took a while to learn because, again, I was learning a fighting game for the first time. So I had, like, no experience with special inputs. But you'd be surprised, it's actually not hard to do a special input on keyboard. In fact, it's kind of... On a keyboard, it's very similar to how people play leverless nowadays. Which is, for some people, the preferred method. But basically, it's just you just do a combination of, motion inputs. So for me, it would just be pressing S. You would just do S, A, and then remove your other finger off of S. And then there you go. Now you have it. You've done your backwards quarter circle. So you do, and that's it. It was pretty quick. I eventually moved to stick because I wanted to, and I play on stick now and I prefer it, but I could probably do leverless. Well, the tricky part is BlazBlue is a hard game to do leverless because some of the distortion and other inputs can be a little bit tricky or at least they feel trickier to me on a leverless. But on a lever, they feel fine. Honestly, it's funny that Squiggly was one of my first characters that I played in a fighting game, because she is a stance character, and nowadays I just am not a fan of stance characters. It's funny how that works. Was it the visual appeal that had you pick her up? Yeah, I think so. I don't know I don't remember specifically what brought me to Squiggly. It was probably the fact, you know, it was probably the fact that her stances, even though I don't like stances now, at the time, you could do your special command and then hold it, and then you could enhance it, and then you could do something cool. And I probably thought that that was, like, really cool, and that's why I ended up sticking with her. It made for very easy combos when you had the enhanced special available, and it was very satisfying to do. So that's probably why I picked up and stuck with Squiggly. And then eventually I moved on to Painwheel, most likely probably because flight canceling is just very fun. Painwheel is a very fun character. First character you play was Sub-Zero, technically the Mortal Kombat Mythologies game. What? I want to go back after that Yojimbo and Tekken, funny hee-haw samurai man. Yeah, Yojimbo on Tekken. Don't you mean Yoshimitsu? Like, Yojimbo is a movie. I think I saw Yojimbo, too. I watched it as part of, we'll call it, a film class I took in high school. It was a pretty good film from what I remember. Yojimbo from Final Fantasy. Ah. I don't remember much of what the film was about, though. Been that long. Yoshimitsu is hella funny, though. He sure is. I wanted to learn him back when I was, like, we'll say trialing Soul Calibur and Tekken. But I've quickly learned that 3D fighting games are just not my thing. So it didn't end up happening. Coolest fighter he played with Charade with Soul Calibur 2. He randomly copied the fighting style of another player in every round. So you didn't really like playing as Charade then. In a manner of speaking. But yeah, those are fun characters. Ditto characters, or well, not Ditto characters, but like just random characters. Those can be fun. Giant eyeballs surrounded by floating bones? Hell yeah. What's my matchup? Nobody knows the character, right? There we go. Okay. Okay, get up on the fucking ladder. Part of me wants to pick up, and like try to actually learn Blaze Blue again. I've never been great at the fighting game element of it, but part of me wants to pick a character and just go crazy. Now's probably a good time to get started too, all things considered. Tell you what, once we finish the story, then we can go into actually learning how to play the game. How does that sound? Maybe we can wait for the Trinity release, where the game will probably go, like, on sale. And then we can do some, like, community nights of, like, beginner plays. That could be fun. There we go. We're almost done with this little section. Pretty good. This place used to be all dark and scary. I know, right? It's all like, look, it's pretty clean now. Look at that. No, look at that. Holy shit! Got some air off that jump. Get off the ladder. Last time I was like, get on the ladder. Now I'm like, get off the ladder. All right, time to start on this side. Meow. God, I think the rails are the most annoying part. Anyway. I think I had a question that I was gonna ask. I forgot what it was though. That's annoying. Why am I always like this? I just thought of a different question to ask. If you were, those of you that have been following my BlazBlue story stuff, or those of you who've been watching the game so far, is there any character that you think you would like to play? Just based off of, you know, personalities? Or if you know a little bit about the game, you can go ahead and say that too. Because honestly, I feel like BlazBlue is a series where character personality does factor heavily into who you decide to play. The characters are all just so cool. Carl exists to be beaten up. Oh, you know, he's only what? Yeah, he exists to be beaten up. He's only like the best character gameplay-wise. I don't care for long combos. BlazBlue just isn't for me to beat GPH. That's, you know, fair. If in that case, then who's your favorite character? Who's the one that you find yourself enjoying the most? Ragna's God's favorite punching bag, and I love him for it. So true. Good taste, good taste. We love Ragna. I think you need hands-on experience to decide. I see, I see. Well, I can make some recommendations then. What type of gameplay do you like going for in these kinds of games usually? There's a lot of characters in BlazBlue. There's one for, like, every style, basically. You go for Punisher styles, like with Kazuya Mishima, one good hit that can tilt the momentum or flow. Oh, you got your fair share of those kind of characters in BlazBlue. In a way, every character is like that, because a lot of them have very strong game plans that you can do after knockdown. So, just getting one good hit in and knocking the opponent down can set you up to take a match back that you thought you were going to lose. So, you've got a lot of options then. You're probably looking for one of the heavier hitter type characters, though. So, you would probably like one character that I can't name yet because it would spoil Central Fiction. Kagura, Hakumen especially, you would probably like. Those would be some, I think those would be some of my recommendations for you, Tomato King. As for Turbs, once as long as you play this type of games, the Smash you would main Jigglypuff since the very first one. Oh, goodness. So, you like weird sort of gimmicky characters then, huh? Well, once again, BlazBlue has no shortage of those. You might like Tao. Tao's a very fast, high mobile character with some silly projectiles who's just kind of all around the screen. Aerial dominance, yeah. Tao's kind of like that. She spends a lot of time in the air, mainly because she has a triple jump and 2 air dashes she can do. You'd like her or Bang, probably. You only have Calamity Trigger for now? Well, good luck. Sorry, good news. Both of those characters are in Calamity Trigger. Surprisingly, both of them are missing from Cross Tag Battle. Funny how that works. If I recall correctly, it might be Continuum Shift where she's like it, but in the earlier games, Taokaka is a very OP character because she has such high mobility, and the game doesn't have a lot of checks to prevent her from doing this. But what she can do, right, is especially against certain characters like Tager, you can just get the life lead and then just run away the rest of the game. And there's nobody can really do anything to stop you. Which is, you know, all things considered, remarkably in character for Tao. That's just like something she would do. Bang was a little more straightforward of a character, but what he does is he wants to activate his overdrive mode, which I believe is, yeah, definitely still active in Calamity Trigger. And that basically just makes him move, it's an install that makes him move really, really fast for a period of time and gives him some insane movement tech, which allows him to just overwhelm and break through opponents' guards like it's nothing. It's kind of cracked, actually. So if you're a fan of install type characters, you'd probably like Bang. Notably, Jigglypuff is not an install character. Me, I've always had a problem finding a main in in Blaze Blue. I tend to gravitate around Ragna because he's the
Today's
easiest
stream
character.
is teaching
One of
fighting
the
game terminology.
yeah, right. Today's stream is fighting game terms. I know we've talked a lot about fighting games today. It's kind of funny how that works. Ragna's a character that I tend to gravitate towards because, one, I really like the character, and two, he's a really easy character to play, and you kind of you don't have to, but you kind of do learn how to play him throughout the Blaze Blue story. So he's like the easiest character to just pick up and play. But in Central Fiction, at least, he's not very good. He's not bad, but he's missing... He has some problems with his offense, we'll say. He doesn't have a lot of good tools for opening people up. So if you have even decent defense, you can kind of screw Ragna over. And one of the things that I love doing is playing characters that have good mix-up potential. So, Ragna, I like Ragna, but he's not for me, you know? I gotta find another character that is more my style. Not to make or guess what was my very first fighting game. Oh god, are you gonna give me a hint? Or am I supposed to just guess? It wasn't the Sonic fighting game, was it? It's obscure, but from a well-known franchise of game. Of games specifically? Or just a well-known franchise that happens to have a game? We're playing 20 questions now, chat. A franchise of game. Okay, is it an anime-style game? Can't say which type of game because it would give it away. But yes, anime type. Okay. Was it released before or after, the year 2000. Is it a 90s game or not? No. Or was it wasn't released? So it wasn't released before the year 2000? It was released sometime after? Okay. Does it have crossover characters in it? Like characters from multiple series? Or is it just one specific IP? 2008, okay. Obscure but well known, eh? Anime style. Just one IP. Obscure but well-known franchise. One IP, so no crossovers whatsoever, right? There's not like a guest character that's like another character in-house, right? Nothing like that. Let me pull up my Steam library real quick and take a look at some of the anime games I have. Not that you know of, okay. Okay, let's take a look at the... It is not on Steam. Oh, shit. Oh, shit! Or wait, are you talking about the specific game? Because... when did... Let's pull up a list of various fighting games, and we'll make some wrong guesses. Let's see here. The game itself is in some of the games of the IPR, including fan games. Is it a fucking Toho fighting game? Oh, is it Mugen? No, Megan doesn't. Mugen doesn't count. No, maybe? Maybe. Okay, okay. Let's see. It wouldn't happen to be the 2008 to be exact. It wouldn't happen to be the Toho Isauten Scarlet Weather Rhapsody fighting game that Wikipedia just told me about. Yes, it is. Got it! Oh, I'm so good at this. Is it a good game? Yeah, it's pretty good. Nice. Should totally play Shrek Super Slam. You know, no. I've seen enough. I've seen enough of that to know it's just bad. I've had my fair share of bad Shrek games. I don't think I got another one in me. How about Shrek 2? That game is actually really fun. I've never played it, so I wouldn't know. But it can't possibly be good as Shrek 2 the movie. So why even bother, right? You can beat up people in the far, far away city and get wanted stars? So it's just GTA but Shrek? Hello? You know, when you put it that way, that does actually sound kind of fun. Although now that I think about it, I've never really played many GTA games. I've not. I have 4. When I played 4, the PC port was very bad, so I never actually played it. I lied to you just then. I tried to play it, but it just would never run, so I never really played 4. And I never got 5 and don't care to, so... And I won't be getting 6, so... So that just will probably never happen. Unless I somehow get invited to some sort of, like, GTA roleplay server. Which is actually pretty popular among, a pretty popular genre of VTuber content. So it could happen someday. But it won't happen soon, probably. Like a party beat-em-up game that goes over some levels with their own collectible secrets and stuff to buy upgrades as you play. It's just fun in general. It sounds like a simple fuck around kind of game. Sort of like the what's that Shrek driving game? I forget what it was called. Not Shrek. Simpsons. Simpsons Hit and Run. That's the one. It sounds kind of like that, but with Shrek. Alright, look at that. We've got a little over 2/3 of the place done. Now let's tackle the rest of the center platform. Alright, I'll just keep going around this I forget how to speak apparently. Nah. I'll keep going around getting these pillars. Yeah, we're talking a lot about fighting game, but how about anime? Anybody watch any good anime? Or you know, series in general lately? I've been starting to, well, I think I mentioned I started it earlier, but I've been watching more Cardcaptor Sakura lately. I never realized how gay that show is. You can't tell by the first handful of episodes, but like, there's 4 important and reoccurring male characters, and all of them are gay. That's not like hyperbole or anything either. They don't outright say it, but it's so heavily implied. I never realized that. I was like, oh, interesting. There's also a lesbian. Yes, I'm terrible with names. I forget her name. But Sakura's best friend there, she's hella lesbian. It's very, very, well, I mean, I guess you shouldn't You shouldn't say that about kids, but you know, it's like, you can tell. I swear Beyblade X is a great show. It takes blading into the direction of being a pro sport with none of the supernatural stuff. Oh, nice. She's very into Sakura. It's so obvious. It's not... Normal friends don't create, like, entire wardrobes worth of cute magical girl outfits for somebody that they're just friends with, you know? Oh wait, there is one more, there's another male character that I forgot about who's definitely not, well, I don't think is gay at least, and it's Caro. Caro's probably not gay. Although, who knows? Who am I to judge Caro? He's our cute little boy. He's best friend with an exclamation point, not just friend. Yeah, exactly. Best friends, hint hint. But it's been a very fun time. I've been enjoying Cardcaptor Sakura. He's gay for Sakura. What does that even mean? Whenever I hear that sort of thing, I just think of Yosuke. Whenever you think of what kind of thing? Just like that he's best friends, but with an exclamation point kind of thing? Is that what you're talking about? Because, you know, fair. Yeah, okay, yeah. I get you. It's definitely been a fun watch. You never realize how much you miss a, like, Monster of the Week type show until, you know, watch an older one and you're like, hell yeah. Like, I'll just be watching an episode of Cardcaptor Sakura and I'm like, oh, this is pretty normal. I hope nothing bad happens. Oh, right, there's gonna be some sort of Clo card that just shows up and ruins everybody's day. And then it happens, and it's like, you know what? This was fun. Thank you, random Clo card, for ruining everything. Audio getting glitchy? Okay, we can fix that real quick. I was gonna say, oh wow, it's been a while into stream before the audio gets glitchy, and then I remembered. Oh yeah, we weren't playing a game for like first half of stream. No vision now, I know, I'm trying to get it back. Come on, game. There we go. Speaking of, who do you think is the most valuable party in Persona 4, like, feat-wise? Are you asking me to power scale the Persona 4 cast? You want me to power scale a Persona 4 cast? What, 4 cast? Yeah, the Persona 4 cast. That just sounds weird saying it out loud. Anyway. Not power scale? What do you mean, then? Oh, not counting combat performance. Oh, I misread that. The most valuable. Do you mean, like, for the detectives team? Like, who's the most valuable in the detective side of things? I guess I'm kind of just confused. But judging based on how useless they were in the story, yeah. I feel like saying Naoto is the most valuable as far as the detective stuff goes is, like, kind of a boring answer. But at the same time, is it wrong? She's literally a detective. And she, if I recall, she ends up making the most progress on the case once she joins. You did say excluding Naoto. Did you? Oh, yes, you did in your follow-up message. Okay, okay, yeah. Other than that, let's see. It's a little early because, you know, I haven't finished the game yet, so there's a lot of dialogue that I have not gone through yet. But so far, believe it or not, I would say Yosuke for the most part. If only because he doesn't necessarily come up with all of the correct answers right away, right? Like, he's not like, oh, so there was this part about the case, there was this fact about the case, there was this. He's not the one doing all of that, but he is the one that gets people on task and talking about it and bringing up different pieces of evidence and suggesting things. Like, he's not always right about things, but he keeps everybody focused, basically. So Yosuke, I would say, is actually one of the... Outside of Naoto and the main character, he's probably the most helpful for the investigation team. He exists to buy food for the group. But yeah, that too. I know that sounds bizarre, but I think it's true. If I were to say least useful in that front, probably Chie. But we still love Chie. She's still a valuable member all the same. If only because she punts things into the atmosphere, so I don't have to fight them. Yukiko actually asked the question they were meant to ask when they came across Teddy IRL. That is true. That is true. But from what I recall, up until this current point, basically whenever they were getting distracted, Yosuke would be like, oh yeah, back to the point. When almost no one else did that. So, like, props to Yosuke for doing that. He's also quick to, from what I remember, he was also quick to come up with counterpoints. So somebody would suggest something that could explain what was going on, and he would be the one to go like, well, maybe, but what about XYZ? And then everyone's like, darn, you're right, that might not be related then. Which is important, it's valuable to have. Basically, having a devil's advocate like that, so to speak, is very useful. Because it helps you, like, it prevents you from getting on the wrong track, you know? Yosuke's the one to talk to you during the TV nights, too, and organize the meetings. Yeah, exactly. He's very invested in solving the case, and he keeps everybody else, motivated, more or less. He may be a bit of a weirdo, and a bit of a dick at times to the other characters, but at the end of the day, I think I still kind of like Yosuke, because I think he's still got a good heart in there. He's just still learning himself and all that. I still would say it's Teddy, because no Teddy means no glasses. You do have a point there. You do have a point there. In order, Teddy, Yosuke, Kanji... I somehow missed that message. Teddy, Yosuke, Kanji, Rise, Chie, and finally the Queen of Uselessness, Yukiko. Oh yeah, somehow I read Turb's message about Yukiko, but missed yours, Stern. That's weird. Teddy, Yosuke, Kanji, Rise, Chie... I think I would agree with that. I would just personally swap Teddy and Yosuke around. It's like, yeah, obviously the glasses are important, and they literally wouldn't be able to do anything without them. But that's like one thing. And Yosuke does a lot of other things as well. Hell, Yosuke's the one that houses Teddy when he gets out of the Shadow World. Yosuke is the one who suggests bringing weapons before getting you two detained for a little while. Yeah, he also was the one who helped acquire the weapons too, mind you. Granted, they were only fakes, so they weren't that useful overall, but it was his idea ultimately. Goodbye, face on the wall. I knew ye well. Jay was the one who gave access to the shop. Are you talking like the actual weapons? Because she does do that, but Yosuke was originally the one who had the idea.
You know them?
No. I don't know everybody just because they have a face. But if it weren't for Yosuke's original idea of bringing weapons in with them, they would have just been fighting things with their persona the whole time. Well, presumably. Technically, Chie could have still suggested the weapons thing. Also, on that note, Chie is still a badass for being the only one who's just like, I don't need a weapon, I'm just gonna kick things. With my kung fu skills. Like, yeah, okay, Chie, you're cool. Chie contributes by being the muscle of the group. She sure does. At least until Kanji shows up. And even then, she's still pretty strong. It's not like Chie ever stops being useful to the group. She's just useful in different ways. We talked about it yesterday, but that is something I like about the investigation team, is that nobody feels useless after like a certain point. There's never like a new character that shows up and does everything a previous character did, thus making said character pointless. There's never a situation like that. Angie is just a cool person, doesn't beat around the bush when talking to people. Yeah, and we love him for it. Yukiko feels useless the whole time, IMO. You might be onto something with that. But she also does pair well with Chie, and they do kind of make the... I know you were talking about, like, not related to combat, but they're strong in combat, so... Weirdly enough, even though they don't have many lines relevant to the case, she ends up still feeling like a strong party member just because has a very strong... Yukiko specifically has a very strong role as, like, a powerful firecaster and healer. Also, they almost killed you and Yosuke. Yeah, with the food. Yeah. Shout out to Yusuke Kitagawa. What does he even do? I'd say the same about Anne, but she's the token hot one. Yeah, I like Yusuke. I don't remember him doing much past his dungeon. And let's also not forget about poor Makoto. Makoto's role was to be the smart one. And then Futaba comes around, and then she's the smarter one a lot of the time. And it's like, come on, man. Poor Makoto. Makoto basically evaporates as soon as Futaba shows up. Makoto still is the smart one. I remember Futaba doing a lot more once she joins. And Makoto getting kind of sidelined. Well, specifically, she gets sidelined in the smart one role. She's still the one who plans things. Does she? I don't remember. I feel like I remember she does a lot less once Futaba shows up. Could have been where Futaba is the smart one, but Makoto is the strategic one. Yeah, I can kind of see it. But... yeah. I don't know. The characters just feel like... once a new one comes along, they kind of just... do a lot less with the rest of the group, you know? Like, I like my boy Ryuji, but outside of being loud and annoying, he's mostly just loud and annoying in the story until his moment in one of that last castle where he does his running thing, where he's the goat for that. She's providing crucial info via her sister. Yeah, that's true, but it's also like, you know, she's just relaying info about her sister. It's something, for sure, but that's not her, you know? I guess I'd have to replay 5 because it's been a while, but I swear I remember a lot of the characters just stop being important past their moment. He was always in the forefront for others. He was, and he also was the one who pissed off Morgana, and God bless him for that. Even Ryuji feels a role as proof that Japanese people are embodying the same criticisms of society that Ryuji represents. I see. To be honest, Morgana is annoying. Morgana fucking sucks. Morgana is like everything people say about Teddy. And somehow like way worse. He does the theme of rebellion too well. It's a fascinating thing. I'm not going to replay Persona 5, or at least I don't think I am. Wait, do I own Persona 5? Did I end up picking it up on Steam? Nope, I didn't. So I won't be replaying through it, but I guess I remember it a little less well than I thought I did. Like I guess Lucis, but not her own fault, is Haru. That is true. That's not her fault at all. Literally, Morgana stole the show in Haru's supposed dungeon / arc. That's just crazy. Still, to this day. Like, I get it. Morgana's character had been boiling up at that point, and Morgana hadn't really had much to do aside from be a mascot character. But there's no reason to take over another character's arc like that. I wouldn't have minded what happened with Morgana if Haru still got her moment to shine too. They supposedly fixed that in Persona 5 Royal because of Backlash? No. They didn't fix that specific moment I was talking about. Instead, what they did is they just had Haru show up and have a handful of speaking roles in the earlier parts of the game. But they don't really amount to anything, but at least you get to see Haru before she joins. So yeah, Stern's right. They didn't fix shit. They literally just said, oh, you want more Haru screen time? Here. She's on screen. She has more screen time now. You're welcome. It's ridiculous, actually. I wouldn't care so much. It's like, not every character needs to have the same amount of screen time, right? That's, in some cases, that just will bloat things down. But you gotta at least give the main character their like, main moment to explain why they're here, why they fit in with the rest of the group. Like, we're talking about, I'm talking about certain characters feeling like they do nothing after their one part, but at least they have their one part that explains why they're there and why they fit in. Haru doesn't even get that. Sumire is the complete opposite of Haru. In what way exactly? Because I remember not liking the way Sumire was implemented. So I'm kind of curious where you're going with this. Maybe you mean like, she's super important in the story, except also not at the same time. Too much screen time for nothing in the end. Yeah, true. They have her show up in the intro, but, like, she doesn't do anything until after Yaldabaoth. Although you do have to do a handful of, social links with her to get there. And then she just has an arc in the middle of the extra dungeon, and then that's it. It's not a bad arc, mind you. I did actually find myself enjoying the story, but it's like, that's it? Game because you like the character. Oh yeah, I like her as a character, but like, he doesn't really add anything, it feels. Even combat-wise, she's useless? Yeah, by the time you get her, that is. Like, she's pretty strong combat-wise, but at that point of the game, you're also very strong, and you just kind of don't need her. The game's, like, way too easy by the time you get her. Bro is great when you get him. Yeah. What was his main gimmick again? Didn't he do... What did he do again? All I remember is he was, like, really good. Did he have almighty damage or something ridiculous? Light and dark? Right, yeah. So he was basically unresisted by it. He had something strong against everything. And almighty. He did have almighty, okay. He also specifically had a showtime with Joker, which, if I recall correctly, 1, it looked really cool, and 2, it just murdered things. I think Sumire might have had a showtime with the main character as well, but it was kind of eh. I don't remember it. I literally don't remember it. Like, I can remember the one with Crow distinctly because of how cool it was, but I do not remember the Sumire one. It does no damage. Yeah, case in point. And at that point of the game, you hardly need to battle anything because your Ryuji social link is probably at least at 6, so you have insta-kill. And you're already farmed up from the end game, so you can just insta-kill basically everything, and then battles, levels, and experience are a non-issue. So the game just doesn't matter. The game plays itself at that point. I played Persona 5 Royal the first time on the second hardest difficulty, which, if you aren't aware, the second hardest difficulty is actually the hardest difficulty, because the hardest difficulty has a bonus modifier to enemies inflicted with statuses. So, on the hardest difficulty, you just go for status builds and get extra bonus damage, which actually makes it easier than the second hardest difficulty. I didn't know that at the time, so I just played on the second hardest difficulty my first time, and I still didn't have a problem with the game. It was still easy, because, again, as soon as you get Ryuji to social link 6, you get insta-kill, and then that means you can just infinitely grind, because now you can get experience without needing to use any SP. So now, resources are totally irrelevant. You can just save everything for boss fights, and you can be totally overleveled when you do it. It's so dumb. Persona 5 Royal specifically, is when they started, like, throwing any semblance of balance or difficulty out the window. It's kind of crazy. Only ever played the OG P5 all the way. I stopped somewhere in the bank level Persona 5 Royal because life got busy. Yeah, I don't want to say you didn't miss much, but I mean the extra level in Persona 5 is not bad. The extra endgame story stuff, it's not bad. It's enjoyable the first time around. But the game just gets so tedious and boring, and it's just not fun to replay. Most 5 might be the first game to make the highest difficulty the easiest one with new mechanics. I don't think that's true, because I feel like there's other games like that. But I don't know what they are. But I feel like I do, but I don't, you know? OG Persona 5 was harder. It was a little bit harder, yeah. Because again, you didn't have Ryuji insta-kill, so you had to actually pay attention to resources as you made your way through mementos. You actually had some amount of resource management. And it makes a huge difference. Like, you can see from my Persona 4 gameplay just how important the resource management is. Because now that I have the Fox at, I think it was at rank 4 or 5 when I started Risei's dungeon. Just having that much, with all the money I had earned from what I had done in the dungeon before, I had enough SP, or I was able to buy the SP refill, which gave me what I needed to complete the dungeon in one day. So that was basically proper resource management and taking advantage of my resources, aka the Fox, to have more SP to do things with. Why was I so obsessed with resource management in Persona games? Persona 5 really had you needing to keep it under control. It did, especially considering that was another thing that they fixed, quotation marks, in Royal, where you couldn't go out at night way more often. So you couldn't do many things, and you just straight up had fewer activities you could do. So you had to be a little bit more selective with what you did. But being able to go out at night more often meant that you basically doubled the amount of stats you could gain, all that stuff. I was only feeling some late Lyris unlocks that SP became easier to get. Yeah, I don't remember ever getting any... I don't remember getting too much SP regen in the original Persona 5. That could just be because I didn't know about ways to do it. But I don't remember having too much of it the first time I went around... the first time I played through Persona 5. Because of fucking Morgana? Yeah, Morgana telling you to go to sleep. I legit never had to use the Fox in Persona 4. Never had to, or just never did. Because the Fox is pretty good, especially once you get the social link up a bit. Still think Metaphor is going to get a new version? I don't think so, because I don't think Persona 4 performed as well as they had hoped it did. So I don't think they're going to give it a new version because of that. Well, I don't think they're going to give it DLC because of that. Which means there's going to be no new version. That and the backlash of all the new versions was starting to affect them because people didn't buy Metaphor because they thought there was going to be a new version at some point. And that hurt their sales for the first time around, and they're like, oh shit, we can't keep doing this. Now they say that they're going to do DLCs instead, which we'll see. Metaphor's story was really good. I've heard mixed things on the story. I've heard, one, it wasn't localized very good, and two, the story seems like it says a lot, but ends up saying nothing, is one of the criticisms that I heard about it. I haven't played it, so I can't really comment on it myself, but... well, if people like it, then that's good enough, right? Also, I hope there's one thing I hope they will do to stop the fucking hot spring scenes. I think I don't mind them. Personally. Why am I so slow? Weird. A lot more mature when it comes to themes, but it felt like it wasn't fleshed out enough. Yeah, pretty much that's what I've heard is the main complaints about it. It's like it starts trying to, well, like, it starts trying to say something, but then, like, apparently it just doesn't commit to anything. They made a Peeping Chia game. Did they? Because, you know, you might have a point there. I don't think I knew about that. Or if I did, I forgot. Oh, wait, I think I remember what you're talking about. That was like a promotional material for Persona 4, wasn't it? I think I remember hearing about that now, actually. Yeah, no, that's fair. That is a little weird. I mean, on that note, they're adding Yukiko. We mentioned it yesterday, but they're adding Yukiko, of all people, to Nikkei, of all things. Like I said it yesterday, but you have Margaret right there. Did you pick Yukiko? Really? Yeah, they're adding Yukiko to, as one of the Persona collabs with Nikkei. I know this because I can't avoid it on any of my social feeds, even though I don't play Nikkei anymore. Who are the others? I don't know yet about the others. I don't know that they're going to be other playable characters in the collab. But they picked Yukiko instead of, you know, a grown woman. And, you know, I think I know why they picked Yukiko specifically. I think there's actually a reasoning behind it. I think they picked Yukiko for Nikkei because she has her yukata outfit that she wears somewhat semi-frequently in Persona 4. And I think they just wanted to do a character in a yukata. I think that's why they did it. That's why they picked Yukiko. Persona 4 reload advertising? Yeah, probably. Should have picked Persona 5 character instead? Yeah, if they wanted the game to end its service in a year. Nah, I don't think Nikkei will end of service anytime soon. It's, you know, as far as I'm aware, it's one of the most profitable gachas right now. I don't think this collab was one done out of desperation like it was for so many others. On the topic of Nikkei and Shift Up, I have seen that the CEO of Shift Up keeps making AI promotional material for the new Stellar Blade game. So any chance that I was gonna play Stellar Blade on stream has just been grinded to dust. It's not happening. I don't know that anybody was getting their hopes up for me playing it at some point, but it's just not happening at this point. Like, oh no, that means oh no, I'm gonna run out of games to play. Pfft. AI advertising? Ew, yeah, exactly. You know what game is doing great? Limbus Company? That's good. Happy for them. Limbus didn't end up being my cup of tea, but, like, I think it's still a good game. But yeah, apparently, like, today, the Shift Up CEO posted a AI-generated video of the character for the new game singing a song. So not only is it AI-generated video, but it's music as well, which is just... bleh. Next Kanto is the French Kanto? Oh, no. You read L'Étranger? I think that's how it's pronounced. I might have gotten it wrong. But, The Stranger in English. Yeah. You see, I actually knew that one, because that's the name of a spy revolver in TF2. And it's a meta one at that. No, you got it right? Yeah, see, I got it right because it's in TF2. Funny how that works, huh? Yeah, it's a good spy revolver. It increases your cloak time. And since so many spies don't use their guns for anything, that just basically means it's free cloak for you to sneak around and stab people with. Personally, I don't use it much because I like to actually use the spy revolver. And the L'Étranger's downside is that it does 20% less damage, which is pretty significant. I like to use the default revolver for that reason, because it has good damage. But for spies that love to just stab things, it's really good. Not the headshot one. No, that was the ambassador, which got nerfed. Because the ambassador used to mini crit on headshots, and it would do this regardless of the distance you were to the target. Or, well, it would do the same damage regardless of the distance you were to the target. So a decent spy could just ping somebody for 102 damage across the map. And that was apparently too powerful, so they nerfed it, and now it has damage fall off on the mini crit. So if you're far away, it does significantly less damage, to the point where it's barely even worth using. It's still decent up close as a panic option, but you gotta be really good at landing your headshots at close range. It also, if I recall correctly, had much stricter recoil. So the time in between shots, which was already delayed, it's already reduced, was even more punishing because you had to wait even longer in between shots to get a perfectly accurate shot. So they basically just nuked the ambassador and didn't give Spy much else to make up for it. Kind of a shame, to be honest. Personally, I don't think there was a big problem with the old Spy ambassador. It was strong, but it still required a good amount of skill to use. If there's one change they needed to add, it was like maybe a little bit of damage fall off, so that you can't just dome people from across the map. But the amount of fall off it has is way too strict. On TFC, you like losing the watch with infinite charge at Spy? Yeah, the cloak and dagger. That's a fun one. That's a lot of Spy's main cloaking device as they learn the game. Just because it allows you to get around without getting seen. But as you learn the game and get used to things, the default cloak just becomes a little bit better because you can move at full speed for longer while invisible. And once you start to learn where ammo pickups are, you can recharge your, you can pretty easily recharge your cloak. You remember something that makes you mad now? Uh-oh. The Steam Machine? Oh, the OG Steam Machine? Or are you talking the new one? Biggest main kit is probably the mini turret engineer. Oh god, you're a mini Angie. No! We've lost him. He's become one of them. They made a new one? No, I'm actually referring to, like, this is not the first time Valve has made a PC. I don't think it was called a Steam Machine back in the day, though. But they used to have a... There wasn't... At least I think there was. At one time, I swear they sold a PC that had a version of the Steam OS installed on it. Back when the Steam OS kind of sucked. Then the new one, yeah. Yeah, so the new one then, yeah. Yeah. I like the idea. I liked what they had going for with this new Steam Machine. It's just a small PC you can buy that comes preloaded with the Steam OS on it. It's a small, it's somewhat expensive, but that's because it has good parts, decent parts for its form factor, and it comes in at a expensive, but, you know, relatively affordable price. And then the PC parts market just got out of hand. And now they can't make it because it's too expensive. It's just fucking ridiculous. Nothing was Valve's fault. Yeah, pretty much. No part of the Steam Machine, the new Steam Machine, was Valve's fault, really. They were eyeballing a higher price tag. So the Steam Machine was, these new Steam Machines were always going to be more expensive than a console. I don't know how people deluded themselves into thinking they'd be on par with console prices. It was always going to be more expensive. But right now, PC parts are they're just way too expensive. And not only that, but supply chain's so bad that they can't even get their hands on parts. They're eyeballing a 300 to 400. I don't believe they ever were eyeballing that. I don't think 300 to 400 was ever possible. I think maybe 800 at probably the lowest would be my guess. I think people wanted a 300 to 400 price range because then that would put it in par with console prices. But consoles also are typically sold at a loss because the hope is to get you to buy games and stick around and continue to be a paying customer. That's the thing with consoles. That's the console gig. Valve literally cannot do that with these because they are PCs at the end of the day. They are straight up PCs that you can replace their operating system with. If they sold those at a loss, they would just have companies buying up their stock just so that they can reinstall their own OS on them and spend less on computers. So they cannot sell the Steam machines at a loss. They did say in an interview that was originally tended around what you said. That sounds crazy though. Even with you might have to send me that interview, because even with even if you ignore the price hikes from all the AI stuff, a PC with those specs should still be at least in the 800 range. Making no lower than 700, no subsidies. Yeah, pretty much. That was my original estimated price range for them. Really, the big thing though is the form factor. Those are some pretty small devices. So to pack the hardware you need into that, you need to have some pretty strong hardware and pretty well manufactured cases, basically. Still have a Steam Link in the OG Steam controller. You have like the little nipple pad things. Hell yeah. I still haven't gotten an email about getting one of the new controllers. Mostly because, again, hardware is a nightmare to get a hold of right now. The AI bubble cannot burst soon enough. Need to look around and find the interview again. Yeah, let me know if you find it, because from what I recall, I think I remember hearing something similar, and that was like when I think it was Linus Tech Tips was talking with some Valve employees, and they started talking about the price tag, and it was Linus Tech Tips that was like looking at that price range, and then the Valve employees just kind of went like, yeah, because they knew that they would not be close to that price range. That's what I remember, but if you found something else, do let me know. Okay, but it's Linus Tech Tips. I know. He's, yeah. We'll just leave it at that. The guy can't be trusted. I feel like as a creator, I should hold my mouth on that and just not say anything, but yeah, I kind of... Like, he had to have known that there was no way that they could say what they were saying it could do and all that at that price range. He had to have known that his original thing was lowballing the hell out of the price tag. I also think he's partly to blame for all the people, we'll just say getting confused and thinking that that Steam machine was intended to be a, like a gaming console. Like, yeah, the form factor was obviously always intended to be something that you could just place in a living room and use as one. But as far as I recall, none of the marketing ever suggested console, and it always suggested mini PC. But he was, I believe, one of the first persons to run around with the idea, with the clickbait, Valve's making a console! It was never a console. It was always a mini PC. As far as I'm aware. Like, I wanted to, one day, eventually, get one of them so that I could possibly set up, like, a dual device, like a streaming, dual device streaming setup. I forget what they're called, dual PC streaming setup? Something like that. That way I could have one device have its hardware focused solely on rendering the game and everything, and then the other one handle the streaming aspect of things. But with the prices the way they are, that's just not going to happen. Not now, at least. There was still some stuff I had left unfinished. Alright. We're almost done, finally. This is taking longer than I thought it would. I was thinking that we would finish this... I missed that entire... What do you mean it completed automatic? Whatever. I was totally gonna originally swap to, like, a different game on stream, but, like, that's just not happening. Because we're, just power wash simming. We're just yapping and power wash simming.
How many streams has this one subway taken now?
This is the third stream for this subway. talked about Subway and now I'm hungry. Now I'm hungry because you said you were hungry. God damn it. Oh, once again, these tracks just kind of finish when there's quite a lot of dirt left. That's what happens when you're meticulous. With big objects, the more meticulous you are, the more often you'll encounter those sort of situations where it just kind of auto-completes when you still have like a lot of it visibly left. It's been a little quiet for a while. My brain has gone blank. I can tell I'm getting eepy then. That is okay. I forgive you. There it goes again, just auto-completing. It's gonna happen on this tunnel floor too, I think. Because we're getting close to finishing it. And I think the entire tunnel floor has been one big object.
He power washed the last wrinkle on his hat-shaped brain.
Don't say that, that's mean. Now my brain is smooth. Your words will bounce right off. Yep, there it is. That's true. Hey! What? Audio might be getting glitching in. We just fixed it though. At least it felt like we just fixed it. There we go. At least it came back quick that time. Fixed it like an hour ago. Oh my god, it's already been that long? Damn. Oh yeah, I have been streaming for 3 hours already. Crazy. Well, this has been fun today. It was fun yapping. We yapped for quite a while. We yapped for like, I think at least a full hour of today's stream. I think I gotta do that more often. I know I say that a lot, but I mean it in like a different way this time. Because oftentimes, if I don't know what to do for a stream, I'll just cancel it. So, I'm just thinking, if I ever feel like canceling stream, maybe I should just hit the go live button anyway and we'll figure something out. Because it was pretty fun. I get in my head sometimes about always trying to come up with some, like, interesting, cool, or unique idea to stream, but I don't think I need to do that all the time. I think sometimes I just gotta hit go live and hang out, you know? Yeah, that's basically what this stream's been. I just hit go live and then we went and saw what happened. What the stream means? A hatless Angie? How dare you? Without going into too much details, at some point in time, perhaps. decent of a cleaning. Hey Yoda, how you doing? Are you excited for BlazBlue? Are you prepared? No one can be prepared for BlazBlue's story. But are you excited nonetheless? How goes the power wash? And we're almost done. It's only taken us like 3 streams to get this far, but we're almost done. I'm anticipating, hell yeah. Any game that you're waiting for lately? Not really. I've mentioned it before, but I don't really get super hype about new releases anymore. Mainly because most, I don't want to say AAA, even though it's technically correct. Most of like the more popular games, I like don't play anymore. And when it comes to indie games don't really they don't really do like trailers or anything. They just do like early access announcements and release stuff. So I kind of just hear that things are out and then just like, oh, that looks like cool, I'll add it to the wish list and then we'll play it. The one you're rating it now is Dawn of War 4. I see. I feel like I've heard something about that title lately, but I don't remember it. What's interesting about this? Wait, Dawn of War? For some reason I was thinking Gears of War. What's a Dawn of War? Warhammer 40k. Ah. But it's an RTS. Okay. You do seem to like your RTSs, don't you? Waiting on Ace Combat 8. Ooh, yeah. I remember playing... What Ace Combat game was it that I played? It was when I had Game Pass. I used to have Game Pass, because I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I think I have mentioned it, but it's been a long time, I think. One time when I went to Taco Bell, I, ordered my meal, I ate it, yada yada yada, and it had one of those enter to win thingies on the cup. So a friend of mine, one of my roommates, is like, let's scratch it, see what happened. Well, not scratch it, but let's take a picture of it. See, it had a QR code, right? Let's see what happens. And I won an Xbox One S, whatever the latest Xbox console was. So I won that, and it came with a free year of Game Pass. So yeah, I had a free year of Game Pass, and I did play Ace Combat. I think it was 7. And I remembered enjoying it in the brief time that I played it. Didn't Game Pass used to be good? Yes. As with most things, at one point in time, it was kind of good. It is not good anymore. The PNG dog game? Yes, the PNG dog game. I still have that Xbox. It is our dedicated YouTube machine for when we're eating. Funny how that works. Because I'm not buying. There's no physical games you can buy.
Oh, this game is saying dice. Does it like dice so much?
Oh no, don't forget, I was the one who put that there. So that was a message from me to me. But yeah, I have a Xbox One Series X, whatever it was called. But there's no point in buying games for it because there's no games that are released for it that I can't just buy on PC, and my PC is way more powerful. So there's no reason to buy games for it. Game Pass sucks, so there's no point to getting that either. So I just have a very expensive YouTube machine that I got for free. mean, and we can play movies and other stuff on it. It's got that going for it, at least. Or he's incredible paperweight. Yeah, pretty much. But hey, it was free. And the coolest part is probably the fact that we got it the night before the console was supposed to release. So we had a day -1 Xbox console. And that's kind of cool in its own right. Shame the console sucks, but hey. And all that for like a $10 Taco Bell meal. that was it. I bought Taco Bell one time and walked away with an Xbox. Kind of funny. We're almost done. 5% left. It's just this little corner over here. I can't wait to see the replay of this. There we go. There it is. Skipped all this railing once again. Crazy. Water. Oy, oy, oy. Well, I also wonder how many people this game convinced they could start a power washing business. At least one. And it's me. Just kidding. Yeah, probably at least a few. But hopefully they understand that there's a cost to how much water they use. Because that's never addressed in this game. But presumably they would also factor that into their prices. You done actual power washing before? It's quite fun. Hell yeah. It looks pretty fun. Oh, what the hell? Fun, but it's also a lot of water. Yeah. It's kind of the point. It is a lot of water, right? At least the water from, as far as I'm aware, the water used in power washing goes back into the water cycle. So it's not like it's ever permanently removed from it. So we got that going for us at least. Not like water that ends up like getting stuck somewhere to never see the light of day again. And it's not like it's leaving a bunch of well, I guess depending on how you do it, it could leave microplastics in the water. So it's not completely harmless. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass. What aside, just not having to deal with the hose and wiring makes this game much easier than the real deal. Oh, I bet. Yeah, how the... A portable power washer? Well, actually, wait, don't we... No, we do canonically have a backpack with the water in it, which... Not nearly enough water in that backpack, but that's besides the point. Alright, that's all the hardest parts done. Now we just have the ceiling, the wall, and these lights, and then a few other things, basically. I think about it. Where's like the grass cutting simulator? Where's the lawn mowing simulator? The most American game to ever exist. Oh, you're gonna go. It's 4:40 here. Yeah, go get some sleep? Question mark. Thanks for stopping by, Stern. Have a good one. We're gonna be wrapping up here like as soon as we're done with this too. I'm getting eepy. Bye-bye. See you next time, Stern.
House Flipper stream when?
I think I do actually own House Flipper. So that's, like, possible. Maybe that'll be another, I don't know what to do, let's just play a random game day kind of stream. Alright, I wasn't even nearly close to finish that, but alright. I think this is the last thing we need to clear then. Ah, how relaxing. I needed this. No, but really, where is like the lawn mowing simulator? Gonna head out. See you next time. All right, bye bye. Thanks for stopping by, Vel. You're a little too late for your last sit-up redeem of the day, though. Sorry about that. There's probably a landscaping simulator. There probably is. And there is not it. There's still more somewhere. Oh, goodness. What are we missing? What are we missing? Advertising boards. Ah, we're missing one of these boards. Aha, okay, there you are. What is it missing? Oh, goodness, you are dirty. There. Oh, there's still more. Okay, what else are we missing? Main ceiling wall and a door frame and a metal platform floor. Jesus, quite a lot. Metal platform. Oh, where was that? Around here. I smell it. Where is it? Seriously, where is it? Can I mark them, like, clicking on them? Ah! Enter one of them. Main ceiling wall. Where are ya? I'm smell ya. Let's see, can't you like mark them? Main ceiling wall. Oh. Around here somewhere. Main ceiling wall. The hell's a main ceiling wall? Ah, main ceiling wall. Okay, it's one of these. Ah, it's this one. Oh, apparently I never jumped up here. Okay. Despite the fact that I moved the, ladder up here and everything. Okay, what's next? Maintenance door frames, metal platform floors. Okay, so this one's technically not finished. Jesus, there's still so much left. Uplights. What's uplight? that an uplight? Yes, it is. So it's one of them. Okay, goodness, that's gonna be annoying. 'Cause I gotta get up. Is it you? Nope. Probably one of the earlier ones. Knowing my luck, it's gonna be like one of the last ones I check. Oh, apparently some of the uplight ledges are not finished either. Oh, that one's not even close to finish. How'd that happen? That one's not finished either. Got one uplight ledge to do. What's this one? Okay, now we need one maintenance door frame. So those were on maintenance door frame. There it is. There we go. Job complete. Let's go. All right, let's take a look at this. Oh my goodness. I can't wait for it to watch me like running around in the. Oh, it didn't show me run. It doesn't show me finishing up and running around in the center. That's unfortunate. Ah, well. Well, that was fun. Finished that finally. Only took like at least. I think that took us at least like it took us about 3 streams. One of them was only like half the stream. So that probably took us a total of like 8 hours. That was like a full-time job right there, just on that one little.
The great yappening.
The great yappening, indeed. That was like 8 hours on that one mission in Power Wash. Well, that was fun. That was a good little just YOLO figure out something to stream while we're at it. Well, I'm getting tired, so I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna catch you all probably tomorrow. I want to do something tomorrow. I still don't know what yet. We might do something similar to what we did today, where we just fuck around, find out, you know? Anyway, I'm getting tired, so I'm just gonna like head to sleep now. So thanks for stopping by, everybody. I'll catch you all next time.